Hi friends, welcome to Amazon Web Services. In this video, we are going to discuss what is AWS Cloud Storage, Elastic Block Storages versus S3 storage, what is mean by bucket, in the bucket what are the objects, S3 security, objects encryption, storage classes, different bucket properties and different bucket management options, then what is Glacier, and finally difference between block storage versus object storage. Now what is AWS Cloud Storage? We are talking about simple storage service, that is AWS Cloud Storage. Amazon S3 is easy to use object storage with a simple web service interface to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere on the web. So remember, the first important point is S3 is a object storage. So we completed EBS. EBS is a block storage. S3 is a object storage. With a simple web service interface to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere on the web. You can access objects over the web services interfaces from anywhere on the web. Objects are synced across all availability zones for extremely high available and durability. So that's why 99.99s overall 11 nines for the high available and durability. So the durability is high, but finally objects are stored in buckets. First, everyone must understand what is the difference between block storage versus object storage. So in that case, block storage divides the data into equal sized blocks. Equal sized blocks means the data is moving in the block level. In the first block, for example 4 MB, 4 blocks, in the second blocks also 4 blocks, third blocks also 4 blocks. So block storage divides the data into equal sized blocks, and data blocks do not contain metadata. Data blocks do not contain metadata. It keeps an index for the block storage location. Block storage is suitable for databases, random read and write loads, and overall the example of block storage in that case EBS is an example. But I told you in the EBS concept, so block storage is designed for only EC2 instances. So you want to access the block storage, you must attach that volume to instance. So then only you can access the data, but volume must be mounted to any folder or it is a directory. Then only you can read and write the data in the storage. But you want to install any application, or you want to install operating systems, or creating databases and any random read and write workloads, you must use the block storage. And now object storage. But one last point in the block storage, you want to access the block storage, that volume must be attached to instance. but object storage is not like that. So means this is the what object storage. You can store any data in anywhere, you can access it. So an object is the data itself, its metadata and a unique ID. Object storage stores the object as a whole. It's suitable for data that can be updated incrementally and does not require a lot of writes or updates. And photos, videos, music, static web content, data backups are examples of objects. And remember, object. Object contains metadata information, and every object maintains one unique ID. And generally, object means in that case, one photo is your object, one text file is the object, one video is the object, one music file is the object, one data backup file is the object. Okay, overall the objects are stored in S3 buckets. So means the S3 is a bucket concept. Then what is mean by bucket? Buckets are the main storage container for objects. Each bucket must have a unique namespace across all of AWS. So while creating buckets, you must specify the what unique name only. And there is unlimited storage, means bucket size is unlimited. You will keep it unlimited objects in the bucket, but 100 buckets per account by default. S3 bucket in a region, so that makes sense to its purpose. What is the purpose to create a what bucket? So serving content to customers and sharing data with EC2. So any customer giving request over the internet, so that request directly goes to S3 bucket and retrieving the data. So means overall it is a internet storage, and at the same time you can give the request from EC2 also, means you will collect the data from the EC2 instances. So overall, why need to create a bucket means to share the content to customers and also share the data with instances. And what is object? So objects are static files contain metadata information. Each object must be assigned a storage type which determines object's availability, durability, and cost. And objects can be small as 0 bytes and large as 5 terabyte. Be made publicly available via the URL, because every object creates with one unique URL. So every customer access the what objects through URL only, but one object size is 0 bytes and large as 5 terabyte. And very valid important point in that case, so every object contains storage class. Actually, what is the storage class? A storage class determines object's availability, durability and cost. But what is the storage class? Later will tell you. And remember, every objects or static files contain metadata information. Then what is S3 security? All buckets created in private mode. So means if you create any bucket or if you upload any object, so by default buckets and objects are private. And bucket access controlled by bucket policies and access controlled list. So buckets access controlled by bucket policies and also ACLs. These two are controlled bucket access. And bucket activity tracking. So you want to tracking the what your bucket, you can use logs and events. So these two are also good features even for tracking your bucket. And AWS objects offers some encryption options. So it offers two types of encryption: server side encryption and client side encryption. So server side encryption means it is offer different types of options. So like the objects are encrypted while uploading the data, means the everything responsibility goes to AWS. So the data is encrypted automatically when will you upload the objects in the bucket. So means you use SSE S3 encryption model, SSE KMS encryption model, SSE C encryption model. SSE S3 means S3 managed case checkbox implemented, object level case and master key rotation. And SSE KMS means use of envelope to retrieve private key keys under customer control. So you know that SSE KMS, like it is called what, it is working completely based on public key and private key management. And SSE means customer managed case given to S3 to encrypt and decrypt objects. And client side encryption means the encryption and decryption handled at client end only, and S3 is only encrypted objects. So in that case the customer only encrypt the data, so then that encrypted data you upload it to S3 buckets, but S3 looking for only encrypted objects. So these two are the what object encryption options. But later I will tell you what is server side encryption options and how to implement it, what is client side encryption option, how to implement it. So now I will show you how to create S3 bucket and how to upload the objects with different options. So under services in the account and the storage lecture and the storage domain, the concept is S3. So it is a scalable storage in the cloud. Okay, so this is my account. In my account only one domain is there, sorry, one bucket name is there, www.rapidcloud.in. So then how to create a S3 bucket? So here is the option create bucket. So create bucket, the bucket names are unique namespace. So for example, if I want to create AWS data, or it is called what, AWS is the what bucket name, then if I trying to create, what happens, see, so the bucket with the same name already exists. So bucket names are unique namespace, you must follow the what bucket names, bucket name is unique, right? So now I want to create about bucket, actually cloud AWS data, because I want to keep the what AWS data in the bucket. So that's why my bucket name is cloud AWS data. And where to create a bucket? So the bucket name, bucket region, here is the word US East 1 or US East 2, US West 1, West 2, or you need to select the word different bucket names as different regions are here. Okay, I want to keep US East 1. And you want to create another bucket, then choose bucket, at the same time the primary buckets options are copied to what your secondary. Okay, so now I want to create only one bucket, then block public access settings for this bucket. So now you want to uncheck this, then all public access are available, means every customer can access the what objects publicly. So means if you check it block all public access, now you the bucket is what completely restricted. So now fast I unblock this, and I acknowledge on that if I unblock the what bucket options, that is called what bucket public access. And what is bucket versioning and tag names and default encryption and decryption options. So later I will tell you what is the versioning option, even bucket properties are there, in the properties I will explain bucket versioning. And you want to keep the what tag names, here is the what keep the what tag name, and then the default encryption option is here, so server side encryption only. So you want to enable the what encryption option, then here two options are there, Amazon S3 key, that is SSE S3 encryption option, and AWS key management server key encryption option. So why need to encrypt the data? Actually we are accessing the data over the WAN, that is called what public area network. So we are accessing data through internet. So that's why encryption decryption techniques are very good idea to protect your data. So you must and you have any important data, and better to choose the what encryption options, otherwise you disable the what encryption option. Now I want to make a what bucket, create bucket now, and look at this. So cloud AWS data successfully created, right? So now if you open the bucket, if you click on the bucket, so every bucket has like some properties and some permissions and some metrics and some management options and some access points also. So now I will explain how to upload the what objects. Just now I told you what is the object. A object contains metadata information. So like every object is like a one text file, one video file, like backup file or something. So how to upload the objects in the bucket? Here is the option upload. So click on upload option and add files. Okay, I want to upload something on my desktop. Some files are already exist. So for example, I have a file AWS CLI, right? So now I want to upload this file, then click on upload. So now upload succeeded, then you close it and check the what your object. So now your object successfully uploaded. But how can you verify the what object details? So now if we click on the what AWS CLI text file, yes, the owner of the object cloud go green. So then where is the object? Under US East. Then last modified is April 25th, the size of the object, and this is what type of object, text file, and here is the what URL should able to access your object. And every object creates one ARN, that is called what Amazon resource name, but these resource names are important for policies. But you want to create a policy for the what bucket, or you want to create a policy for the object, then we can use the what ARNs, that is Amazon resource names. And by default the tag name is this is, and also this is the object URL the end user can access the what data. So then if you click on the what object URL and try to access the what object then what happens? See, so this XML file does not appear to have any style information associated with. So actually here it is called what the message is access denied. So what I told you just now, so every bucket and object by default private. So any end user trying to access the object, the owner must give the what privileges of public access. So then who is the owner of this object? So Cloud Green is the what object, right? So now I want to set the word object public. I want to make a what object public. Then how to make a object public? Then here is the what object actions, then make public option. Object actions, make public option is there. So if you click on the what make public option, then I understand when public read access is enabled, right? Make public, then close it. Good. So now you try to refresh the what same file, the same URL, then what happens here, right? So now your file is successfully accessed. So you able to see the what some content on the screen, right? So you don't see any errors on the screen now, right? So this is called what creating bucket and upload objects in the bucket. And now you have a what lot of options even on the what object actions. So what are the object options? Here it is called what open option, and calculate the what total size. You want to copy the object and you want to move the object, and query with S3 select, and download option and download as options, and even can download the what same object and download as option is there, and rename object, edit storage class. What is the storage class? I will tell you later, just wait. And you want to edit the what server encryption option, so maybe you forget to enable the what server side encryption, then again you edit the what options, and everything is here under the what object actions. So every option is user familiar, right? So now you successfully created one object, you successfully created one bucket, and within the bucket you uploaded one text file. Okay, I want to upload one more object. In the object, okay, add files. In the early days only add file option, add files options are there, but Amazon recently updated add folder also. So means you can upload the what folders also. Then now add file option. So in the add file option, under downloads, I have a one image file. Okay, I want to upload the what one image. And is there any image files? Okay, no images on the desktop, and no images. Okay, I want to download first image file. Okay, I want to upload Red Hat 8 image file. Okay, I want to download this image. Okay, now we successfully downloaded one image. Okay, now I want to add file, that is image file. Under desktop, my image file name is Red Hat 8. Then open. Upload it. Yes, my image is being to upload. Yes, upload succeeded. Then you close it, right? So now, and try to access the what image. Again click on the what image file, and what is the image URL address? This is the what address of the image. Okay, copy the what image and try to access the what image. So by default is the private, and you must keep the what public mode. So how to give the what public mode? Then here is the what make public option, right? So now you successfully, right? So now you able to see the what image content. So that is image file. So you don't have any errors on the screen, right? So this is the way to accessing the what objects from the buckets. And in case, so for example, and this is my bucket. So sir, if I enable the what, the bucket permissions are block public access option. So now actually you disable the what block public access. So means if you enable this, so public access is granted to buckets and objects through access control lists over the ACLs. So means you try it again, edit the word public access, then block all public access, and then save changes. Right, so now my cloud AWS data bucket is successfully blocked. Then you try to access the word object. So now the URL of the object, see again it is called what error. So you try to refresh the what the previous page, right? So now you got a error on the screen, right? So now what is mean by object bucket and bucket public access? So if you enable this option, so once block all public access is enabled, so you won't access the what your objects. So you want to access the objects, you must turn off the what your public access options. But how can you write the what policies for the buckets? So later I will tell you. But in that case, again I want to disable the what block all public access, right? Save changes and confirm it. Right, now public access is completely disabled. Now you try to refresh the what same page, right? You see the image file on the screen. At the same time, the second URL also on the screen, right? So this is called what object, this is called bucket creation and uploading objects in the bucket, and what is mean by block public access settings. Okay, then the next very important point is, you observe, just observe that in my buckets cloud AWS data is there, in the cloud AWS data in my text file, and it is called what, image file, but both files are successfully uploaded with storage class is standard, right? So this is called what, the field of storage class. So everyone look at this field, so that is storage class. In the storage class, what is the storage class here? By default, standard class. So just now I told you what is the storage class. A storage class represents object availability, durability, and cost, right? So what storage classes in the Amazon? So actually the S3 storage classes are frequent access data storage class, infrequent access storage class, and intelligent tiering storage classes, and archiving storage classes. So means AWS offers different storage classes with objects availability, durability, and cost. So like if you select frequent access data, that is any S3 standard class or S3 RRS class, then what is the meaning? So the people's able to see the what content immediately, so immediately access the what data, but no charge for requests. But if you go for infrequent access data, but data is available, immediate access, charge for requests in that case. At the same time, intelligent tiering storage classes, and that is zip formatted archiving storage data classes, and different storage class. But generally the storage classes are S3 standard, S3 RRS, that is reduced redundancy storage, and S3 infrequent access storage, S3 one zone IA storage, and intelligent tiering storage, Glacier storage, and Glacier deep archive storage, right? So different storage classes in AWS S3. These storage classes only defines the object cost, availability, and durability, right? So all classes have 11 nines durability, so that is the very great thing. So means the objects are availability, objects durability is 99.99999. So except RRS as 4 nines only, so means reduced redundancy storage class is only 9 nines, so that is called what, has 4 nines only. But that's why the RRS not recommended in the environment. So almost people can select that is S3 standard and S3 standard infrequent access data mostly, but all have data replicated across 3 or more availability zones except one zone IA, right? This is also one more important point. So if you select any storage class, so almost all classes are supports more than 3 availability zones replication, the data replicated to more than 3 availability zones except one zone IA class. So this is called what, one zone IA, means your data is available in only one zone, but not data replicated to multiple availability zones. So that is the point. All have data replicated across 3 or more availability zones except one zone IA where data is in a single availability zone. And when uploading an object, you can choose any of the class about to store it. So you want to store the what objects in the bucket, so every one must select the what, one storage class, because that storage class determines objects availability, durability, cost, right? So where is the option to select the what storage class? Now I will show you one more time. So now I want to upload one more file, and upload option is there, and try to add files. Okay, now I want to upload the word one more object. For example, my object name is Mikey Public, right? So then select the word object, then here the object name is there, but in the destination side here is what, some details are there. So what are the details? So the object versioning and default encryption options, object locking, and everything disable. But what is bucket versioning, what is default encryption, what is object locks, later will explain. But now we are talking about storage classes option. So now in the permissions, ACLs are there, and ACL options are there, and predefined ACLs also is there. But even more properties option, under more properties option, the storage classes are there. Here is the what? Storage classes. Amazon S3 offers a range of storage classes designed for different use cases. Right? The storage classes are standard, intelligent tiering, standard IA, one zone IA, glacier, glacier deep archive, reduced redundancy. So these are right now available storage classes. But if you select the word standard, so the standard offers frequently accessed data, but this data replicated to multiple availability zones, means it's more than 3 availability zones, but there is no any minimum storage duration like 1 day, 2 day, 3 days like that, because it is called what? Data available immediately. And at the same time, if you select the word intelligent tiering, so then here is the what options. What is intelligent tiering? So intelligent tiering optimizes storage for both frequently and infrequently accessed data. So now you want frequent and infrequent access data, then you can select the what? Intelligent tiering option, but minimum storage duration is 30 days. So at the same time, standard IA, that is standard infrequent access data. So long lived data, infrequently access data, but this data also replicated to 3 availability zone, but minimum storage duration is 30 days. And at the same time, one zone IA, so the one zone IA is not a 11 nines, so because so the data is available in only one zone, so means data is not 100% durability. So your data is available one zone. So like that, you select the word different storage class. If you select the word glacier, so glacier actually it is a long term backup storage class. It is a long term backup storage class. So means you better to store the word data. So like it is called what? Backups. So when you looking for the backups, then better to select the word glacier storage. But this storage class also offers more than 3 availability zones, but minimum time interval is, that is storage duration is 90 days. But when you select the word glacier deep archive storage class, then your data is what? Minimum storage duration is 180 days, but data replicated to more than 3 availability zones. So these two are only for backups, so data is not available immediately. So these glacier and glacier deep archive storages are designed for long term backups. And last storage class is reduced redundancy, so frequently accessed, no critical data. So means you don't like you like stores the what? Any non-critical data, any frequently accessed data, then you can use the what? Reduced redundancy. But data replicated to more than 3 availability zones, but there is no any minimum storage duration. Okay, so now overall these are the what? Storage classes, and what are the fee structures, and that is called what? Per GB apply here, and per GB apply here. So like you can read the what? Your storage classes. You want to get more information, then go for the what? This documentation. And you want to get a pricing of these each storage class, then go for AWS Amazon S3 pricing option. Okay, now in that case I need standard IA class for example. Then, and remember one important point everyone, so the Amazon offers the free tier users can use only standard storage class. Standard storage class is only free tier use up to 5 GB, but if you select accept standard, then they will charge it per GB, right? So now here my case, just select the word standard IA, that is infrequent access data, then upload it. Right, so then the object successfully uploaded. The object name is like something, right? So I think it is a key pair, right? So my key, public key successfully uploaded. But what storage class is here? So now the storage class type is standard IA, right? So this is the way to select the what? Storage classes. And everyone remember, you must read the what? Storage classes, what each storage class responsibility. So that's what I am saying. A storage class represents objects availability, durability and cost. You must remember these 3 points, right? So now I want to clean up my data, because in that case this is the what? uh, uh, standard IA storage class. So standard is not free. So now I want to delete the what? My objects. So now successfully deleted my objects. So now how many buckets in my account? So now in my account just 2 buckets are there. But in the command line, how to create S3 bucket, right? So you know that already. So how to use the what S3 in command line, right? And you want to get a more information, and please watch the what AWS CLI class in that case, because no need to install and configure again in the command line level. So now I apply the what directly S3 related commands, because already my computer means my desktop integrated with what AWS CLI, right? So now in that case, so now how to list the what S3 buckets. So what buckets in my account? AWS S3 ls is the command. Right. So how many buckets are there? Actually in my account 2 buckets are there. What are the bucket names? Cloud AWS data and the www.rapidcloud.in is the what another bucket name. Then how to create a new bucket? Generally AWS space S3 space MB is the option to make bucket. So where to create a bucket? So now I want to create cloud AWS cloud. Okay, one more bucket name Azure data. So I want to keep the word Azure data in my bucket. So that's why my second bucket name cloud Azure data. Then enter. Right. So the bucket successfully created. You check the word AWS S3 ls. Right. So now you successfully created another bucket with name cloud Azure data. So you want to delete a bucket, then the same option. In that case MB means make bucket, RB means remove bucket, right? So the bucket successfully removed. So here check it again AWS S3 ls, right? Again 2 buckets in the account. And now you want to get a more commands, just you follow the what AWS CLI reference. So in the AWS CLI reference, so I want to get a what S3 bucket commands. So how to get a S3 bucket commands? So just first go for the what CLI reference documentation and select the what S3 service, right? So now my bucket name is my service name is S3. Under S3, so what are the commands? So you scroll down the what same page. Available commands are CP means copying, LS means listing, MB means make bucket, move, MV means moving, and pre-sign in is the what another option. I will tell you what is the pre-sign. And RB remove bucket, RM means what, and removing, and objects, and synchronization, and website hosting purpose, right? So for example I want to make a new bucket. So AWS S3 MB is the option to make a new bucket, but you want to create a bucket in any another region. So then here is the option AWS S3 MB S3 make bucket, then you can select the what region name. So if I go for this command, then the bucket will make it under the region of US East 1. But what is my bucket name? My bucket, for example Raju, then enter. So basically if you not specify the what region name, so by default it will create in the current integration region US East 1, that is Virginia region. But now this bucket is available under US West 1 because I specified the what region where to create. Right. So now cloud AWS data and my bucket Raju is successfully created. Then you observe, so in the GUI mode, yes, what buckets are there in my account, right? Cloud AWS, that is my bucket Raju successfully created. So that bucket is US West 1, US West 1. So like this is the way you can apply the what commands in the CLI mode. But you want to get a commands, and please refer the what CLI documentation like this. Now we are talking about S3 encryption. So S3 offers two types of encryption options. The first one is in transit option and at rest option. So what is meant by in transit. So data transferring encrypted while on the way. So means it will encrypted the data while on the way. So that is called what? In transit option. And at rest option means so encrypted while stored after delivery. Encrypted while stored after delivery. But in this model, the user must use the what key is required to decrypt it. Right. So now in transit option using HTTPS, so like TLS, SSL certificates between client and S3. But at rest options, so two types of options, client side encryption, server side encryption. I told you already client side encryption and server side encryption. So client side encryption means data encrypted on the client before being to send to S3, because S3 looking for only encrypted objects. But in that case, so server side encryption means data encrypted and decrypted in S3 before writing or reading to from desks. So means everything will take care of the what? Provider. That is called what? Amazon S3. So in the Amazon server side encryption options, that is called what? Server side encryption S3, server side encryption KMS, server side encryption client provided keys. So actually three options in the server side encryptions. And now what is S3 bucket default encryption option? So S3 bucket default encryption. So this is a bucket level configuration. This is the what? Bucket level configuration, and previously these are the what? Object level configuration. So now when enabled, all new object uploads without encryption information will be encrypted using the default encryption. Using the what? Default encryption. If the request includes encryption information, the default encryption is not used. So in that case, just observe what is the meaning. Default bucket encryption means bucket level settings. It applies to all newly uploaded objects after being enabled. After being enabled. So once you enable the what? Encryption options, all applies to all newly uploaded objects. But in that case, server side encryption S3, server side encryption KMS. In this model, in the default bucket encryptions are two types, S3 managed keys and KMS managed key. S3 managed keys and KMS managed keys. And now, and everyone must understand how data will encrypt inside the what? S3. So encryption in transit using a symmetric case, so that is in data exchange. So you want to exchange the data with help of the what? Asymmetric case. So the first one is here, it is called what? End user. So the end user trying to upload the content to S3, for example, then it is called what? First the data will encrypt with help of the what? Public key. So in this model, it's working public and private key encryption model. Public and private key encryption model. So remember why need to encryption means, while like in the public cloud environment, transferring data with securely very important. So exchanging data transfer is very important in the public model. So that's why better people's looking for the what? Encryption and decryption model. Now in that case, in transit using asymmetric case. Then right, the user trying to send the what? Data to what? S3. So the first it will encrypt the what? Data. The first it will encrypt the what? Data. But after encryption, the data will transfer with a encrypted data, that is with one key. That is key is contains the what? Public key. That key data contains the what? Public key. So now it transferring the data to what? Your server. But once it will reach the what? S3, then it will decrypt it. It will automatically decrypt it with help of the what? Private key, because the backend server maintains that private and public key. Yes, you transferred already public key, so with a alpha of existing private key, it will decrypt the what? Data. So that is the what? Valid information, exchanging information. But once you will resend the data to customer, for example, the customer gives a request to what? S3, then S3 responds to customer, then how to respond the what? S3, then again the server it will encrypt the what? Data while sending the what? Information. Yes, it is encrypting the data with help of the what? Private keys. Then it will use the what? Public key, it will decrypt it, and it will use the what? It will see the what? that transferred data by the customer. So this is the what overall encryption in transit mode. So the backend internally the asymmetric keys are working like this. And the next one is encryption in transit using symmetric keys. This is the called what asymmetric keys, and this is called what symmetric keys. But the long back AWS supports so only symmetric keys. So means almost AWS supports only symmetric keys, but now AWS supports symmetric keys and also asymmetric keys. So now in the symmetric is same information, you encrypt the data, that data and transferred with what encrypted key, and it will decrypt the what in the server side with help of the what keys, with help of the what keys. But in that case uses the same key and encryption algorithm for encryption decryption, and shared secret key information is more efficient than the symmetric. And AWS KMS, that is called what KMS, can use both symmetric and symmetric keys. Asymmetric cryptography can be used to share the symmetric key. The symmetric key. Now, how to select these options in the AWS S3? So where is the options to selecting encryption and decrypt? Like you can encryption the AMS KMS keys and AWS KMS master keys and AWS it is called what management service keys. So where to select these encryption options? And if you create your what any new bucket, then create bucket option. Okay, my bucket name is cloud like it is called what Azure data. So my second bucket name is cloud Azure data. Then while creating buckets, so you understand where is the option to encrypt. So here is the what server side encryption option. So now if I select the what server side encryption option, I told you AWS Amazon S3 key, this is the what default option, and AWS key management service key, that is called what SSE, it offers 3 different options. So now you actually in the server side encryption are 2 types. So Amazon S3 key SSE server side encryption option, this is the default, and AWS key management service key. So then here it is called what key management means AWS managed key option, and choose from AWS KMS keys and enter AWS KMS key ARN option. Right. So in that case AWS KMS. So AWS KMS means it is like a customer master keys. It is nothing but customer master keys. So customer master keys can be used to encrypt and decrypt data up to 4 kbs in the size, up to 4 kbs in the size. And CMKS and KMS, CMKS and KMS can be used to encrypt data if 4 kb or less in size, if the 4 kb and less in the size. If the data is larger than 4 kbps, then your application will do the encryption tasks, application will do the what encryption tasks. So that is important information. So KMS does not store customer data keys, KMS does not store the what customer master keys. And second important thing, so customer master key options, so like primary resource in AWS KMS, primary resource in AWS KMS. So KMS supports both symmetric and asymmetric keys. So means these options are the AWS KMS supports both symmetric and asymmetric keys. AWS recommends using symmetric keys where possible. So you want to encrypt and decrypt the data, then we'll go for the what symmetric keys where it is possible. So AWS services, users and applications with IAM roles can request CMK key from the KMS, So this is very valid information while encrypt and decrypt the data. So now I will go for encryption master key and create a bucket. So now if you upload any request, if you upload the what any object in the bucket, so almost the S3 server encrypt the what data, almost the S3 data, the S3 server side encryption uses the what for encrypting data. So this is the what AWS Azure data. If you open the what AWS Azure data, then what options are there under properties, then you have a option So server side encryption, where is the server access logging? And now here it's called what, default encryption option enabled. So because you selected the word default enabled encryption, so automatically S3 encrypt your uploaded objects, and also it will decrypt your uploaded objects what you downloaded. So it follows the what, symmetric and asymmetric options, because the S3 KMS supports symmetric and asymmetric. But if you upload the what, any object in the bucket, for example I want to upload the what, object in the bucket, upload option, then add files. So my file name is, for example, red hat image. So now select the image file. Then where is the option to select the what, encryption and decryptions? Now the encryption and decryptions options are right. So now here server side encryption settings. So now server side encryption, do not specify any encryption key, then specify the what, encryption key. Use default encryption bucket settings or override default encryption bucket options with AWS Amazon S3 key SSE and AWS key management service. So different keys for encryption and decryption, but overall AWS S3 supports symmetric and asymmetric. So please remember this point. So then you need to select the what, options only, but individually the S3 backend it will encrypt and decrypt the what, data. So these are the options about your S3 encryptions. So everyone must understand S3 encryption techniques. So what I am saying here, one point you remember. So while exchanging data from the local desktop to what, any cloud environment, so data is transferring with what, plain text format. Mainly with the plain data is important, means it is not good idea to transferring the data with plain text. So you must transferring the data with encrypted format. So then only your data is safe in the public wide area networks. So then we can use the what, say encryption options. Then how can you use the encryption options, where to select the what, encryption options? So that is the what, procedure in this part. Thank you.